Hi. So today I wanted to talk about something that no one really prepares you for, which is basically letting go of a relationship that is not working anymore. It doesn't mean you fail. It doesn't mean you are defective or unlovable or incapable of staying. And it definitely doesn't mean you didn't love deeply or you didn't try hard enough. But I know that even though you might know some of these things, I know that that's not how it feels. Because we have been fed this myth, this dream that real love is forever. That if you were truly meant to be, you will find a way, you will fix it, you will stay. So when you reach that point, that quiet, painful knowing that something in your relationship isn't right anymore, it doesn't just hurt. It feels like you are betraying a story you were supposed to live up to. Now, let's take a moment and talk about the story for a second, okay? So, from the time we were little, we heard it everywhere. Love is supposed to be forever. If it ends, it wasn't truth. If it ends, it's not real love. We see it in movies, in songs, we hear it from family expectations. We idealize longevity as the ultimate proof of success. But here is what I want to challenge, and I also want you to challenge. What if longevity isn't always the measure of love? What if some of the most powerful, meaningful, transformative relationships of your life aren't meant to last forever? What if their love isn't in the duration, but in the depth? You know, we people grow, needs shift, wounds surface, and sometimes two people who love each other, who maybe even still love each other, come to a point where staying together means slowly disconnecting from who you are. So no one talks about that. No one tells you that staying isn't always the most loving thing you can do. And here is the hardest part. When you realize that it might be the time to go, your mind starts playing you games. And it says to you things like, maybe I didn't try hard enough. Maybe if I work on myself more. Maybe I'm just scared of commitment. Maybe I just need to be more grateful. And that's how you start gaslighting yourself. You minimize the quiet ache that feels inside you, and you cling to the good moments, which sure they were real, they existed, but you ignore the growing mismatch underneath all of this that has been growing there, and you decide to look at the other side. So letting go doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean it wasn't real. It only means that something inside you is no longer alive in that dynamic. And sometimes the braver thing isn't to keep fixing. Sometimes the best thing you can do, the braver thing you can do, is to honor what was and release it. Let it go. Some relationships are whole chapters, right? They shape you, they teach you, they bring you joy and pain and grow. But they aren't meant to be an entire book. And that's okay. That's okay. You can choose a chapter without turning the whole story into a failure. You are allowed to say, this was important and it mattered, this shaped me, and now I need to move on. And by you doing that, you are not becoming a selfish person. You are not defective. You are just waking up to your own truth. So, if you are sitting in that space right now, the space between knowing and doing, between grief and clarity, let me say this. You're not a failure for wanting more. You are not a bad person for letting go. And choosing to leave a relationship that no longer fits who you are isn't quitting love. It's honoring it. It's honoring the love that you had and you might still have. Because sometimes the most loving thing you can do for both of you is to stop trying to make it something it's no longer is. Thanks for being here with me. If this resonates or you are going through this quietly on your own, you're not alone. You can leave a comment or share your story. I will read them all. See you in the next one.